Rabbi Noah Diamondstein here, and if you're watching this video, it probably means you heard one of my songs, and you were thinking to yourself, boy, I wish I could play that song on guitar. I wonder how he does it. Well, never fear. I'm here to help you play my songs on guitar. This is a video teaching you how to play my new setting of the Shabbat morning prayer, Ilu Finu, this wonderful gratitude prayer that we have in our morning liturgy. Now, I wrote this song and composed this song with my guitar in a really funky tuning. I wrote this song in the tuning E, B, E, F sharp, B, E. It's a weird tuning. It's like a John Mayer tuning that I really like to play in and to compose in. But no one has time to mess around with all those tunings on their guitars between prayers as you're leading Shabbat services. That's crazy town. So instead, I'm going to teach you how to play it with a partial capo. So it's as simple as sticking a capo on your guitar. So this song is in the key of E. So you just have the guitar open, no other capo, just the partial capo on the second fret. And a D shape becomes your open chord. In earlier videos, I explained a lot about how partial capos work. Suffice it to say, they make your guitar really resonant because they change the intervals between the strings, so you can get really powerful chords by putting just one finger on the guitar, right? You can get really big chords. So that's really helpful for playing this setting of Ilu Finu. Now, normally when you play a D shape, which is the open chord with a partial capo, you play it like this. So I'm going to show you how to invert that shape slightly so that you can still play D major, but get your harmony note, this note, la, right? La, la, there's the harmony note. So you can get that note elsewhere on the in the shape and lower pitch-wise, which gives it a much warmer tone. So you can get this same note down here, right, an octave lower. So you can play your D chord like this with just two fingers. Pointer finger here, like where it would normally go for a D, and then your ring finger, or your pinky if you can't reach, but your ring finger can go right down there. The fourth fret above the partial capo on your D string. Right? D major. This is a really useful shape when you're playing in partial capos in general. Anytime you see a D, you can play it like this instead of like this and do all sorts of interesting things, because if you slide this around, and if you know your music theory, you can slide this finger an extra fret. All sounds pretty, right? So you can play D like this, which is really an E chord here, right? That's where we start. All of that is on that D chord. And on the Kayam, you go down to B minor. Well, you can play your B minor chord here. Really, it's C sharp minor. Again, remember, we have a partial capo on. And all you have to do to play that chord beautifully is take your pointer finger from where it was playing that D shape up here, right? Male Shira Kayam, and just leave your pinky or your ring finger exactly where it was, and take your pointer finger and move it down to where that B note is, right there. 2 frets up from the partial capo. And you don't want to play this bottom string, so you can mute that. You can mute it with your middle finger. Just lay it gently on top. Really cool B minor shape. So, we have here. Now we're going down to E minor. So to play an E minor shape, we're going to forget that we have a partial capo on for a second, or we're going to remember that we have a partial capo on for a second, and that this capo is pushing down these 3 strings, A, D, and G, but this E string is open. Right? So if we want this note, if we want that bass note, we have to go on the other side of our partial capo and find it. So I know it's uncomfortable. So we were here. Then you have to reach down, and that's the shift. Difficult shift, but the more you play with partial capos, you'll get used to it. It's really not that bad. to play that chord, all you have to do is put your pointer finger down on that low bass note down here, and then play like a power chord. Put your ring finger and pinky finger 2 frets above the partial capo on the next 2 strings, right? So, and we're gonna play G. And G you can play like you're playing a normal G chord, and just get rid of everything else but these bottom 2 notes. So again, those chords are Finu, right? We're playing that here. Ilu Finu, Shiva Kaya, B minor. Bring that pointer finger down. Like that. Okay, those chords go again, right? Okay, that's the opening bit. Then we have the pre-chorus. Na 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 na, right? That walk up. So you're gonna go back to that E minor shape. Then you're gonna slide it up 2 frets. Now, when you slide it up here, you have to make sure that your pinky is muting that G string. You don't want that note in there. If it's in there, it's going to sound weird. It does not belong in that chord. So, muted, and then slide it up again. But now you're going to add your middle finger, just like you were playing a bar chord. But just open. Unbar it, but put your fingers all in the same place. So again, that walk up is this. Minor, then up 2 frets. Use the G string. Major chord. Do it again. Walk it back down. That's the whole verse and pre-chorus. Then we just got the chorus. So we go back here. So D, B minor. Down to G. Now, if you really want to be fancy schmancy, down to G, playing just those 2 fingers, right? 1, 1, 2. You can even add 2 frets up from this note. That sounds really cool in that chord. Na 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 na. Etc. And back to the beginning. Then all you have to add to that is the bridge. I do not have the words to say. Right, the English bit. You don't need that part, but you can, if you want to play it in your services and teach it to your people, you should learn how to play it. And it's not that hard. That same power chord shape we've been using, where you have pointer finger, ring finger, pinky, right? 1, 5, 1 here, 5 there, 1 here. So that power chord shape is really useful, and it sounds really good in a lot of places when you're using a partial capo. We're going to go down to a B flat. We're basically walking up to the 1, right? 6, 7, 1, bum bum bum, 4 times in a row. So I do not have the words to say. Back down to that D chord. And if you really want to get fancy, slide it around again. Remember what I was there? You can slide it up and down. So I do not have words to say. Tongue full of joy, lips full of praise. So it's just that a few times. Right? Lord, I could fly to heaven's door. I That's the whole song. You put all that together and you can play it. I believe in you. Happy practicing. I can't wait to see what it sounds like when you play it. See you soon.